Welcome back, guys. We are here once again. We got a special March Madness episode. We're going to be breaking down all of our picks throughout the tournament, giving our predictions for the rest of the tournament, and we're just going to have a good time. Once again, I'm Joe Antonucci. Well, we got Sebastian Bruno, Logan Patel. You're watching The Sports Lounge. What's going on, guys? How you guys doing?
Good to be back. Yeah,
Good to be back. We took a month break.
A little bit of a break.
and we got this is probably gonna be my favorite episode because March rolled around. Now we got March Madness.
Yeah, excited to get into my picks. I mean, my bracket this year is not too great, but it's all right. We'll
Not to
break it down.
brag or anything, but I got a pretty decent bracket.
Yeah.
All right. The first round, the South. We'll talk about the South. We'll go South, East, West, Midwest.
Okay.
For the South, you got Auburn, the 1 seed, versus Alabama State.
Yeah, no brainer here. Just Auburn.
Yeah,
I mean,
easy
Yep.
win.
Obviously took Auburn, and they took care of business.
Yeah.
Second game was Louisville versus Creighton.
So
I had a perfect bracket before this game.
Everybody did.
yeah, so did I.
It's a joke.
This is
Yeah.
probably the toughest game to pick. Obviously, Creighton, they have a lot more experience in the tournament. Louisville, coming in, I thought they were just a better team, but the experience showed, and yeah, Creighton won. I took Louisville, but already busted my bracket on the first game.
Yeah, same here. I took Louisville because I thought they were the more athletic team compared to Creighton. Creighton has probably the best defensive player in the nation, Kalkbrenner. They have an experienced guard in Ashworth, but I just thought Louisville was the more athletic team. But like Logan said, Creighton, the experience in the tournament showed in that game, and they came out with the win.
Yeah, Louisville. They were ranked 10th in the country. They really got screwed on their seeding.
Yeah, they were underseeded.
10th in the country, and you get
An 8.
eight seed. That sucks. I really feel like a couple players were out. They had Kayshawn Pryor back. They would have easily won.
Watching this game kind of made me pretty mad because watching the first game who you pick go down.
It sucks.
Yeah, first game busted bracket.
The Michigan UC San Diego game. I did not fall into that trap. I had Michigan winning.
Yep. So did I.
Same.
I have them going pretty far. I like Michigan.
Yep.
Good team.
I had Michigan to the Sweet 16. Well, we'll get into that.
Yeah.
But yeah, just kind of self-explanatory. UC San Diego doesn't really impress me at all, and Michigan, I think they're a much better team than what they're ranked.
I wouldn't say that they don't impress me. They put up a great fight against Michigan, 2-point game.
Yeah.
But I just thought Michigan was the better team. I didn't think it would actually be that close.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about coming into the game.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, UC San Diego, this is probably the trendiest upset pick out of the tournament, the 12-5. UC San Diego, great. They're probably one of the best mid-major teams coming into the tournament. 30 wins on the year. They were on some crazy win streak.
15, I believe.
Yeah, but I think Michigan also on one of the best win streaks coming out of the Big Ten. They won the Big Ten tournament. So I almost fell into the trap, but I think the morning before it started, I switched to Michigan.
Yeah, the morning before you changed all your picks.
Yeah, I know. I changed every pick. But.
Yeah.
Texas A&M, Yale. To me, that was a no-brainer. I had Texas A&M all the way.
I
heard a couple people.
I was
maybe
debating.
Yale.
I was debating on taking the upset here and taking Yale, but just looking at it, I was like, I can't. I just can't do that because I had a couple other upsets in my bracket. I was like, let me go with A&M, and yeah.
Yeah, this is a trendy 13/4 because of what Yale did last year to Auburn. But Texas A&M this year, the SEC has been stacked this year. Mm-hmm. So I didn't really see them losing to Yale.
Yeah.
But, I just didn't see them losing to Yale.
Ole Miss versus UNC. That's where I fell into it. I had UNC making a little bit of a run, actually.
Before the game, I was like, I really do want to pick UNC, but I just went with my gut, and I took Ole Miss. Yeah. I mean, they played a really good game.
Oh, 100%, yeah. Iowa State over Lipscomb.
Yeah, no. Iowa State, no-brainer here.
Yeah.
I honestly did see some people say Lipscomb was going to be like a Cinderella team, but I did not see that at all.
Lipscomb was probably the best 14 seed out of the bunch. They had the best chance of upsetting just because Iowa State's injured right now. But 14's not beating a 3, realistically.
Yeah.
The Marquette, New Mexico game, to me, this is probably the biggest upset of the tournaments. I know you have your Colorado State, your McNeese, but like those, I feel like a lot of people had those. Yeah. I didn't really know anyone who had New Mexico.
I mean, I
did too. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I had Marquette winning that easily.
Yeah. I've just been really high on New Mexico these past 2 years. I picked them, and they really paid off. They play a lot better than like what people think. Marquette. Yeah. I don't know.
New Mexico has Donovan Dent, one of the top 5 guards in the country, averages 21 points a game, over 5 assists. I think he's probably the only player in the country to do that this year. So I was really high on him coming into the tournament. And going against Marquette, Marquette has another great guard, Cam Jones, but I feel like they relied on him too much. And New Mexico has more quality on the front court than Marquette.
Final game.
Did you research?
First round of the South, Michigan State Bryant. Michigan State, I like them. I like them a lot this year. So.
Yeah, this is no-brainer. Michigan State, easily. Just no explanation.
Yeah, I put Michigan State through, even though Brian put up a good fight in the first half.
Second round in the South, I had Auburn over Louisville. Auburn did end up winning over Creighton, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I got Auburn to the Final Four. So.
Auburn.
Yeah. Auburn.
Yeah. Second game, I had Michigan over Texas A&M.
Yep.
And that worked out perfectly for me.
Yep, so did I. I had Michigan over A&M. A&M, again, I didn't really like them. I just had them getting past the first round. And
that was a great game, though.
It was a good game. Really
A&M was up majority of the game until the ending of the second half. Michigan pulled away.
Yeah. And then the third game of that second round, I had UNC over Iowa State, actually.
Yes,
so I had Iowa State losing that game.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to be Ole Miss, though.
Neither did I.
So.
Yeah, I had Iowa State over Ole Miss. Just that really made me mad because Ole Miss dominated that whole game.
Yeah,
they blew them out.
Ole Miss is looking good.
They are.
I don't know. Yeah. And then I had Michigan State over Marquette.
Yeah.
If it was Michigan State.
Yeah, I had Michigan State over New Mexico. Yeah.
New Mexico played them tough.
They did, yeah. I was scared for a little bit.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I watched the game fully. I thought Michigan State would be up by at least halfway through the second half.
Mm-hmm.
But New Mexico, I think, was up at one point in the second half.
Mm-hmm.
So I was getting a little nervous, but Michigan State has more quality.
Yeah. Auburn over Michigan in that elite Sweet 16.
Yeah. Same.
I have Auburn.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, so do I.
Okay, and then I have Michigan State winning over it's Ole Miss now.
Yeah.
I had them over North Carolina.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I had Michigan State over Iowa State.
Iowa State.
But
Michigan State will go through.
Yeah.
Okay, and then for that final round in the South, I have Michigan State over Auburn, actually.
Same.
No, I don't. I just think Auburn has the age over them. I just feel like their players overall are very experienced, and Janai Broome, he's great. Joe, I feel like a long time ago when college basketball just started, you were talking about him.
In the Hawaii or
Maui
Invitational.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had a big win over Memphis. We'll get to that later.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Janai Broome is one of the best players in the country, but I just picked Michigan State because, I don't really want to go with all one seeds. I feel like Auburn is the one seed that will go down just because of their recent form coming into the tournament. But we'll have to see. It's going to be tough for Michigan State to beat Auburn.
I took Auburn. Taking all the one seeds gives me the highest chance. gives me the highest chance to have a better bracket. So.
Yeah. All right, you guys want to go to the East, West, or Midwest?
Doesn't matter to me.
Go to the East.
East? Okay, yeah. First game, Duke over Mount St. Mary's.
Yeah.
Easy.
Duke dominated.
Yeah. Nothing really to talk about there.
Nope.
Yeah.
Mississippi State, I had them beating Baylor. I didn't really know much about either of these teams, so I just went with the SEC ball.
I took Baylor. I was going to pick the SEC team just because how good the conference was. But Baylor has a lottery pick, VJ Edgecombe. I think Baylor, they also have more experience in the tournament. Their coach, Scott Drew, national champion in 2021. Mm-hmm. I just think the experience showed in that game 100%.
Yeah, I picked Baylor. I didn't watch any college basketball till March. So I just picked Baylor because, like you said, they won a national championship a couple years ago. So.
Yeah. And then 5-12, Oregon over Liberty.
Yeah,
to me, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I did hear people saying Liberty.
I did see that
upset,
a little bit, yeah.
I thought Oregon was just a much better team.
Yeah,
I do respect all the upset picks, though.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to be different if you're gonna, obviously try to get a perfect bracket, which will never happen, but
Yeah.
Arizona over Akron.
yeah,
Yeah.
Arizona. Yeah.
Pretty easy win.
I mean, when
Yeah.
the bracket first came out, I saw a lot of people picking Akron.
Yeah.
But I saw Arizona had way too much size for Akron, even though Akron does have some, pretty good guards. I just think Arizona, they went on a run in the Big 12 tournament. There was no way they were losing in the first round.
BYU versus VCU. A lot of people seeing.
Yeah, a lot of people
VCU.
pick VCU,
I took BYU.
Including me.
yeah.
Really?
My original pick was BYU pretty much all the way to the Elite Eight. But then I was hearing so much about VCU. I was like, all right, let me just throw them in there. And they got smoked. So.
Realistically, what do the experts know?
They don't know.
They
anything,
don't.
realistically.
Well,
Yeah.
no, because VCU is a good team.
They were a good team.
and they had a pretty good team last year. I remember watching them. They could shoot the lights out.
Yeah.
Yeah, they can. They were chucking the whole game.
Yeah.
So, but I just thought BYU, I watched a couple of their games actually. I don't know why, and I had them going a little bit of a run. So
Yeah, I took BYU.
Wisconsin over Montana, that was a no-brainer.
Yeah, Wisconsin.
Easy Wisconsin.
St. Mary's over Vanderbilt. I had Vanderbilt winning this.
I saw a
game.
lot of people taking Vandy.
A good amount of people had Vandy, but I just want to say St. Mary's.
I took St. Mary's. Really good experienced team.
Mhm.
And I just didn't think Vandy was all that good this year. I think they were overrated a little bit because of the SEC.
Yeah, because they beat. Was it Bama that they beat?
I think Vanderbilt did beat Bama this year.
Yeah, and so I think that got
Football
gave them a lot
too.
of hype.
Yeah, and football.
Yeah. I don't know. I just had Vanderbilt. SEC bias, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then that final game, Alabama versus Robert Morris.
Close
Little
game.
scared there.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
a close game.
Chris Youngblood though, able to take him home.
Yes, sir. Former USF Bull.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bama. Yeah,
Easy Bama pick.
Round of 32, I had Duke over Mississippi State.
yeah, no brainer. Cooper
It
Flag.
was Duke over Baylor.
Duke over
Yeah.
Baylor. That was
Easy.
easy. They won by, I think, double digits.
Oregon versus Arizona. This was the 50-50 toss-up. I had Arizona winning though.
Same.
Arizona. I have them pretty far. I'm pretty sure. I think I'm Elite 8 maybe. I'm not sure. We'll get. I'll know once
Yeah.
we get down the line.
I did have Arizona in this game, though. I thought they were just a better team than Oregon.
Yeah. BYU, Wisconsin. I had BYU. I was pretty happy about that pick today.
That was a good, that was a good pick. I did pick Wisconsin. I was a little hesitant, but I don't just picked Wisconsin.
Yeah.
I mean, my original pick was BYU over Wisconsin,
VCU.
but then I ended up putting VCU. I had them losing. I had Wisconsin going through. That didn't end up happening. I mean, Wisconsin played a tough game throughout. I mean, BYU's on heater right now.
Yeah.
Losing a lot of points because of
Yeah,
that.
I know. I lost a ton.
In that final game in the round of 32 for the East, I had I had Alabama over Vanderbilt. It was Alabama over
St. Mary's.
St. Mary's.
Yeah, I had Bama over St. Mary's.
Yeah.
One of my worst picks of the tournament. St. Mary's, yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Oh.
I was super high on them just because they could slow a bunch of teams down. Alabama's probably the fast-paced.
They did
Yeah,
a little
fast
bit. They
team in
started
the
off-
country. St. Mary's started off really good. I
Yeah.
was pretty confident, and then Alabama just started hitting a ton of shots.
I was lucky ringing you about that pick. I was like, ain't
I
no
know.
way.
Nah.
I thought Bama was like minus 230 favorites.
Yeah, Youngblood dropped 20-something.
Yes, sir.
He's been good.
I know. I was surprised. In that Sweet 16, I have Duke over Arizona.
Yeah, me
Yep,
too.
same. Duke.
Yep. Okay. And then I have Bama over BYU. I think that's where BYU's run ends.
I had.
I don't know who. Oh, no, I had Wisconsin.
Yeah, I had Bama over Wisconsin.
Okay. So yeah.
I had Wisconsin over Bama, and then I had them playing Duke.
I'll still get
You have
some.
Wisconsin over. No,
I
St.
had
Mary's?
them. Oh my gosh, wait.
Wait, what was it? I probably.
No, yeah, I had Wisconsin
Oh
over
my
St.
God.
Mary's. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you did.
I did, yeah.
So many points lost. Oh my god.
Jeez, that was bad.
All right, and then in that final game, I have Duke beating Bama.
Yeah, Duke.
Yeah.
I had Duke through as well.
Dude, yeah, I got. Yeah.
Yeah. So right now we all have
Michigan State
I have
and Duke?
Michigan State versus Bama, or Michigan State versus Duke. You have
Michigan State and Duke.
okay.
I got Duke.
And
I got all the
Auburn.
ones. I got Duke, Auburn.
Okay. We'll go to the West. First game, Florida, Norfolk State.
Florida.
Easy. I like that coach though for Norfolk.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Talk about
No,
30
Florida.
point
Though.
underdog.
Florida.
Yeah, Florida,
Easy
easy.
money.
Yeah, we only lost by 26.
UConn, Oklahoma. I had UConn.
This is a tough game though.
But no, I mean UConn
UConn, back-to-back national champions.
looked pretty well.
This was a no-brainer to me.
Yeah.
I mean, UConn wasn't really scoring that much. They were shooting terrible. And the only reason I was looking at Oklahoma is because they have another lottery pick, Jeremiah Fears. Great. He's a great player, but I just think
You can't go against.
I couldn't. There's no way I'm picking against UConn in the first round, back-to-back national champions.
Memphis, Colorado State. Apparently, a lot of people had Colorado State.
Yeah.
I did.
They were favored actually in that game.
I did.
Don't even.
I did.
They were
Don't.
favored. I just thought, I don't know. I had Memphis.
Yeah,
winning.
so did I.
I mean,
Joey had the AAC bias.
I did, but
Yeah.
I mean, Haggerty still dropped 22. I think.
Haggerty's great.
Like
Yeah,
he's
he's
just unbelievable. It's just no one else. The defense wasn't there.
Yeah.
I mean, Colorado State won the Mountain West championship.
Yeah.
They won the tournament. So that's the only reason I really picked them. I was like, I'm taking Mountain West versus American.
Yeah.
I thought the Mountain West was better this year. Mountain West had like 3 tournament
No,
teams.
100%. I just figured. I mean, Memphis. All those games were close except for the Wichita State game.
Yeah.
Actually, no. Though even that game was close in the AAC tournament for Memphis.
Mhm.
But it's just they always found a way to win. So I
Yeah.
figured they'd be able to just pull it out against Colorado State.
I mean, they were up for a long
Yeah.
time in the game. They went super cold in the second half.
Yeah.
Colorado State started hitting a bunch of shots.
Just bad pick. I should have easily went with Colorado State.
I mean, they were favored in the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way.
Going against the grain.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maryland over Grand Canyon. I easily had Maryland.
Yeah, me
Same.
too.
Maryland
Yeah,
easy.
Maryland
I
easy.
heard a couple people saying maybe GCU.
I saw people with GCU.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. Missouri over Drake.
Yeah, I picked Drake. First of all, I think they're a better team, and
did I. Oh, wait.
second of all, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I took Drake as well. Actually, I don't know why.
So, like, before the tournament started, Drake was my biggest upset pick. I was like, they're blowing out Mizzou. Right before the tournament, again, everybody was like, don't fall into the Mizzou, or don't fall into the Drake trap.
Yeah.
Everybody's taking them. So I switched it up to Mizzou, and that did not end up working out.
That was one of my most confident picks.
I was super
be
confident
honest.
in Drake, and then I switched it just because the experts told me different.
The experts don't know what they're talking
Well, I
about.
know- I know
I
that
know what
now.
I'm talking about.
I know
Yeah,
that.
I actually had Drake. I guess I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
I picked Mizzou, but no, I took Drake.
Yeah,
so.
Drake's been one of those teams like where
for me.
they keep making the tournament. They keep making things happen.
Yeah. Texas Tech over UNC Wilmington.
Wilmington?
Yeah,
Um,
it's
I'm high- I'm
Texas
high.
Tech. Yeah, I like
I'm high
I
on
like Texas Tech.
I
Yeah,
like Texas Tech this year.
Yep.
Arkansas over Kansas. I had that one. I was not impressed by Kansas this season.
No, I had Kansas.
me so did I.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just-
Really?
Yeah,
Kansas has Hunter Dickinson still, so I figured he would come through. But
still.
he didn't. I didn't see much of him. And Arkansas, they started 0-5 in SEC play, and now they're going far into tournament.
Yeah,
so.
no, I thought Arkansas would just be good enough to beat. It's not that I thought Arkansas was that good. I just didn't think Kansas was that good. So,
I mean, Kansas was preseason number 1.
Yeah,
that's true.
I mean, I figured they
I
could
just
show
thought
that in the tournament. Well, I guess not.
it's kind of like Florida State in football this year.
Yeah, pretty
10th in the
much.
country, and then they have a losing record.
2-10.
one of the worst seasons I've ever seen.
Yeah.
St. John's over Omaha. First half was really fun to watch. I watched.
Omaha
the
did
first
keep
half.
it close in
They
the
did,
first
they
half.
It was, I think, a 3-point game.
Yeah, it was.
At halftime. That was fun to watch, actually. Though
St. John's ended up winning by 30.
I felt
Yeah.
sick at halftime. Yeah.
Yeah, this was an easy pick for me, St. John's. I was high on St. John's because someone was telling me to be high on St. John's.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
One of the best games, Florida over UConn. I had Florida
Yeah, this was a
winning.
really good
but
game.
that was one of the best games of the tournament.
Yeah,
That was unbelievable.
it was really good.
UConn just their defense really stepped up against the best one of the best offenses in the game.
Yeah, I was getting real scared when we got to like the second half of the second half.
Yeah.
It was UConn was like clawing back, and
Yeah.
Florida was really scaring me because they're my champ.
They didn't take the lead till late.
Florida, they didn't take the lead until like 4 minutes left.
Yeah.
UConn, every time Florida got a bucket,
They-
UConn would hit
They
like
answered.
a 3. UConn hit a 3. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
Yeah.
Walter Clayton Jr. ended up hitting like 3 straight 3-pointers to end the game, and they pulled away by like 2 minutes.
My dad wasn't very happy about that game. Yeah. I don't know.
He had UConn.
I don't think he had them. He wanted them to win.
I did see a lot of people taking UConn in this
Um,
matchup, though.
He kept saying that it was UConn versus the refs,
That's what a lot of people were saying. I saw.
and then Hurley said that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
So
bro.
I don't know.
I do not like that.
hate Hurley.
He's such
I
a
can't stand
crybaby.
him.
Really?
I can't
Such a
I like
crybaby.
I think
He's just a baby, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You
went back-to-back
You say the
national-
same thing about LeBron being big.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I
well-
just don't like Hurley that much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They win back-to-back national champions. They lose to the number one ranked team, and he's gonna cry about it.
Because he wants to win.
Of course, he wants to win.
But I don't know. I just don't like him on the court, to be honest.
If who's your favorite coach though? If Florida's coach did that, you wouldn't care. He'd say he'd want to win. If Florida's coach.
But the thing is, Hurley does
but
this on,
Dan Hurley
like,
does it all the time.
Dan Hurley does
Yeah.
this on a game-to-game basis,
Yeah.
where he's just crying all the time.
Yeah.
It's just a little annoying, but
Mm-hmm.
The next game, Maryland. I had Maryland over Memphis. It was Maryland over Colorado State.
Yeah, I had Maryland over Memphis.
Unbelievable game once again.
I had Maryland over CSU in this game. I mean, CSU was about to win the game.
Win the game. Maryland
They hit a 3.
They were 1 of 15, I think, from 3.
Yeah.
Ooh, CSU?
I don't
right
know.
before that
Yeah,
shot.
yeah.
And then they hit. I'm like, all right, because the announcers were talking about it, saying, do they go for the win or do they go for the
I
tie?
mean, they went straight for the win.
And they said they were 1 for 15. I'm like, all right, so Maryland's not losing in regulation. I'm fine with
Yeah.
this. They went for 3. I'm like, oh my.
Cashed a 3.
And then was that a travel?
Yeah, it was.
It was?
100% travel, but I'm not going to complain.
Yeah. The freshman off the class.
Yeah.
I got a little bit hype watching that game.
Yeah,
I needed
so-
the points. Needed
Yeah,
the
me
points.
too.
I thought I saw Selton Miguel take up the court. I thought he was going to go for the game winner. He called the timeout.
Yeah.
And then in the timeout, he was practicing his shooting form.
Yeah.
man.
I'm like, they're going to give this to him?
Sal Miguel. We were talking about him yesterday.
Yeah. All right. Texas Tech over Drake. Had that. Like I said, high on Texas Tech.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah, I mean, I had Tech over Mizzou.
I like Drake this year, but I can't take them over Texas Tech.
I mean, Texas Tech is one of the best players in the country, JT Toppin. I probably would have picked them in the next round, too, over St. John's, but I didn't just because hometown bias. But,
Hometown loss.
yeah,
Yeah.
get into the next game.
I had St. John's over Arkansas.
So did I.
Arkansas,
I
though,
had
that's
St. John's
I'm not
over-
saying anything.
I had St. John's over Kansas. I mean, what a terrible performance by St. John's in that game. That was one of the worst games I watched.
Their star
shooting wise.
Yeah, their star player played like trash.
RJ Lewis was 3 for 17. He had like 6 missed layups in the first half.
Yeah.
I mean, my dad was not happy, but they played absolutely terrible. I think they hit 2 threes
Yeah.
the whole game. Arkansas was like shooting terrible as well, but St. John's couldn't score.
Yeah, and
Yeah, it really hurts them when their star player can't get anything going.
Yeah, was he
on the
2 of-
offensive side?
He was 3 of 17.
3 of 17.
End of game, yeah.
I mean, he was on the bench the last 4 minutes of the second half in a 3-point game.
Yeah, when your go-to guy is not in his rhythm, it's kind of hard to get the rest of the offense flowing.
Yeah.
Like who's gonna step up? Nobody could.
I thought St. John's offense would be the downfall of them. I didn't think it would be in this round.
I think it would be
I
this
had it-
bad, though.
Yeah, I had them in the next round losing because of their
yeah.
offense, but not. I didn't think it would be that bad against Arkansas of all
Yeah.
teams.
Yeah, I didn't even expect Arkansas to be there.
Neither did I.
In the Sweet 16, I have Florida over Maryland.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, Maryland looks.
No, I
mean,
think
but then again, it's
Florida has so much
They
depth.
they do
like,
look good, but you know.
They both. I think it'll be a good game either way.
I think Florida will eventually run down their starting 5, and Maryland has like little to no bench that compares to Florida. That
Yeah.
Florida's depth is crazy. I think that game will end up being a double-digit win for Florida.
Yeah,
Really?
Florida.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Florida for me all the way. I honestly don't see a team they could lose to until the championship.
Yeah.
Okay. I had Texas Tech over St. John's. I hope it's Texas Tech over Arkansas though.
Yeah.
I had St. John's over Texas Tech.
Yeah, St. John's was my pick, but I was a little scared of Texas Tech, like I said, because they have a great coach, they have a great star, but I had to pick St. John's, but it'll end up being Texas Tech.
Yeah. And then in that Elite Eight, I have Florida over Texas Tech.
Yeah, Florida too. I had Florida over St. John's.
Yep,
Okay.
so did I. I had St. John's doing their run, but I had them losing to Florida. St. John's, man.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Midwest.
What a great regular season for them. Just
Terrible.
Yeah.
Just
a blowout
That
in
was
the
a
tournament.
terrible loss, but
Yeah.
get past that.
Going to the Midwest. If I could just take this part out of my bracket,
Oh,
I'd be very happy.
if we can
but-
just keep.
I think
this,
this might have been my best region.
really,
Yeah.
This
if we can keep this part
Yeah, I
in my
think
bracket,
keep this one.
We'll be good.
Let's just get rid of it.
I think this was my best one.
I hate Amir or whatever his name is.
Amir Orakan.
I hate that guy.
Oh, Amir Khan.
Yes, sir.
I hate that guy. That was my 1 loss or 2 losses. One
All
of my
right.
2.
Houston No-brainer.
No-brainer.
over
Easy
SIU.
Houston.
We'll
UI.
skip past that, Houston.
SIUE.
Gonzaga, Georgia, SEC bias took over.
I saw you pick. I
man.
saw you pick Georgia, Joey. I was like, whoa.
I thought. I mean,
You're the first person I've seen take
Pick
Georgia.
Georgia,
really?
Yeah.
I just
No-
thought Georgia
no
was.
way.
I don't know. Bro, you can't start off a game. Was it 20-3?
They were literally down by like 20 within 5 minutes.
Yeah.
I was like, no way.
And the final score was like a 20-point game. So if they just, I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna win, but if they don't start off that bad.
It would have been a closer game.
Yeah.
The Zags back in the tournament brought back some nostalgia from years ago.
Uh-huh.
And then we get to Clemson, McNeese.
Wow, what a game.
I'll start off.
What a game by Clemson, right?
I'll start
I
off.
hate Clemson.
Oh, my gosh.
I'm gonna
Now.
start off.
Yeah, go ahead. Logan.
So you guys picked Clemson.
yeah.
I had him far.
Pretty
damn far.
Yeah. Me too.
I had
Joey.
McNeese.
Because
I had the Cowboys.
Because it doesn't count though, because everyone was picking McNeese, so it's not even a real upset.
Oof.
Everybody?
I think
Did you?
Clem- I think
Did you
Clemson-
have them?
That's the reason I picked them is because everyone was picking McNeese. And so I'm
Okay.
like, oh, if everyone's picking the upset, it's probably wrong.
So
I
you
would've
double
figured-
reverse psychology yourself.
Yeah.
I would have figured
Okay.
Clemson was the least likely 5 seed to get upset to McNeese.
I think they were
I
the-
thought McNeese was the weakest 12. Or actually not weakest 12. I thought Liberty was the weakest 12.
Yeah.
But I thought McNeese was not
But
even
even people
close.
had Liberty winning.
I
You know,
think
some
Yeah.
people
I
did.
think Clemson was the most likely to get upset, and I was right.
I thought
I was
Clemson.
right.
I thought Clemson was pretty much the strongest 5.
It's crazy. I'm not gonna say it was a 2-point game. I'd say probably like a 9-point game.
I always hear people complain about Clemson. I just smile.
I mean, Clemson was literally Clemson has wins over Duke this year.
They had the worst game they could ever play, and
In the first
still
half, I know.
ended up making it. I guess a 2-point game. You
I mean,
could say.
that first half was atrocious. 13 points.
If they played any better than what they did
In the first half, they would've won.
McNeese is not a good team. They were
No,
not a good team.
no.
You have a 2-point win over a team who has the worst. I can shoot 1 from 15.
Yeah, that was so
Are we
bad.
serious?
Like 1 of 15 from 3.
Let me chuck up the rock a couple
Clemson
times. I'm hitting one of
Clemson
those.
doesn't have the aura. They don't.
Clemson made an Elite
Yeah,
8
or
run last year.
Clemson would have easily beat Purdue.
Easy.
Easily.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm
Go to the
so
Purdue game.
pissed.
Just
I
watch-
missed this one too.
Purdue High Point.
Cry me a river.
I don't
bro.
know why I put High Point.
I put High Point.
Yeah, so did I. I picked High Point.
I put High Point.
I put High Point.
I don't know.
I thought
why.
High Point they could do something against Purdue, but
I didn't
Yeah.
watch this
they,
game. I
High
didn't
Point
care.
started off like really good. They started like 5 of 7 from 3.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, they were up to like in the
first half, they were winning.
I was actually playing a game. We were up in Auburndale. I was watching the Clemson game during the game.
Yeah.
I was so
Throwback
pissed.
freshman year.
Yeah.
Furman.
We
Yeah,
score a run.
yeah.
We score a run. I'm like, what the?
Yeah. No, Clemson was bad.
Illinois over Xavier. I had that. I didn't.
Yeah, Illinois.
I didn't know if it was gonna be Xavier or Texas. No matter what, though.
I figured Xavier would beat Texas.
Yeah, that guy. My dad said right after the game, he's definitely getting fired.
He got fired.
and he did.
Yeah, he got fired.
but 'cause that was bad.
Yeah, I saw a couple of people that thought Texas was gonna win, and they thought Texas was gonna
Beat
Pull the
beat.
upset. Yeah.
Yeah,
Because usually a first 4 team wins in the first round every year. But
Yeah.
not this year. That's why I had UNC.
I had
Yeah.
had UNC like that
That's
UCLA
why-
run
yeah.
back a couple.
That's
in
why.
COVID.
That's why I had Carolina.
Mhm.
But I
Yeah.
didn't think Xavier or Texas could
Yeah.
match up with Illinois as UNC could. So
yeah. I think that was kind of an easy pick for me.
Yeah. Kentucky over Troy. I thought that was a no-brainer.
Yeah,
Easy
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yeah, easy Kentucky.
I did see a couple people saying Troy, but
No.
yeah, man, I thought Kentucky was
Yeah.
an easy
Yeah,
pick.
Kentucky's what a phenomenal offense. Their
Yeah.
offense is just
Yep.
ridiculous.
UCLA over Utah State.
I put UCLA.
Yeah, no-brainer to me. I didn't.
Logan put Utah State.
I took you.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
I didn't watch any of those teams.
I don't know why. I was just looking at like the points per game and the field goal percentage. You know, Utah State was.
Yeah.
Utah
They-
State is a good team.
They
man.
had a better field goal percentage and more points per
Really?
game
Okay.
than UCLA.
I
So I,
just
was
think
like,
UCLA. You got to look at the conferences: Big Ten, Mountain West.
Yeah.
I mean, UCLA did end on a terrible note in the Big Ten tournament. I just thought throughout the season they were more consistent.
Final game for the Midwest: Tennessee over Wofford.
Tennessee.
Easily.
Tennessee, easy.
All right, I had Houston over Georgia. It ended up being Houston over Gonzaga.
Close game in the end with Gonzaga. I saw a lot of people taking Gonzaga in this matchup.
Yeah.
I was
I did see
tempted
that.
to as well, just because of Gonzaga 9 straight Sweet 16s.
Mhm.
And that streak ended this year.
Yeah.
I was tempted, but no way over Houston.
Yeah, I also was tempted because I think I had picked Houston as my champion last year, and I
the year
think
before
maybe
that,
the year
too.
before that too.
Yeah.
So I took Houston, but I just can't have them winning Hopefully, third time's not the charm.
I had Clemson over High Point.
Yep, same. Clemson.
If Clemson played Purdue, they would have won.
I had McNeese over High Point.
Yeah.
Just forget that little part right
Terrible
there.
matchup.
I had Kentucky over Illinois, which Illinois was favored, I think, in that game.
They were.
My
I
original.
was looking at Flip, and I was like,
my
what?
original pick was actually Illinois.
Really? Okay.
Just because I thought Illinois, they're a very streaky team. If they get hot in the tournament, like they can make a deep run.
Mm-hmm.
But Kentucky has 6 guys that can score 10 points.
Yeah.
So I feel like there was no way they were losing.
Illinois did keep it close throughout the game, but I just didn't see a way Kentucky was losing that game.
Yeah. Tennessee over UCLA, a pretty easy win. I mean, a little shaky at the start for Tennessee, but
I thought Tennessee.
Yeah, I never had.
Tennessee's a great team.
Yeah, I had Tennessee over Utah State.
Yeah.
That was probably my worst pick of the bracket.
Yeah.
And
Got
then
blown out.
Jeez.
I had Clemson over Houston.
A lot of people picked that, and I was going to take that as well with
I
Clemson.
was so high on Clemson. It's like the worst game of their life. I think they could.
They could, yeah. I think they definitely could have. They would have had a shot against Houston. Clemson has wins over Duke this year. Last year they made an Elite 8 run, only losing to Bama.
Yeah.
So I figured,
and a really good game.
Can we get off the Clemson, bro?
No,
it's
we
just
can't.
annoying because they should have made a deep run in this tournament, easy.
They didn't.
They should have. They should have. No,
I knew they weren't. I knew
Houston.
McNeese was gone.
I had
Houston over McNeese.
Yep.
Okay, and then I have Tennessee over Kentucky.
I had Kentucky.
I have Kentucky over Tennessee.
Okay.
Kentucky has 2 wins this year over Tennessee already. Mm-hmm. So I figured
It's
3
hard
times.
To beat teams.
It's hard to beat teams 3 times.
But I mean, it's possible. I don't.
But it's also hard to beat teams 2 times.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I think Kentucky's offense is too good.
Yeah.
And
I think it'll be a good game.
It'll be a great
It'll
game.
definitely be a good game. This was one I was contemplating.
Yeah.
But in the end, I just went with Kentucky. Their offense is just great.
Yeah.
And then in that Elite 8, I have Tennessee. I would have had Tennessee over Clemson. But I guess I have Tennessee over Houston now, and
Mine is Houston over Kentucky. But
Okay.
look out for Kentucky in that game. If they get hot on offense, they could easily beat Houston.
Yeah, I have Houston over Kentucky, but I will not be shocked if Kentucky beats Houston.
Same.
Like we said, Houston's just been
Houston has a great defense.
there's
and
been
offense.
let me down these past years. I would not be surprised at all.
all right, we're going to that Final Four. I have Florida, Michigan State, Duke, Tennessee.
I have Florida, Duke, Auburn, and Houston.
I have Michigan State, Florida, Duke, and Houston.
Okay. Michigan State, Florida. I mean, I've had Florida for the past 3 months. We sat here 2 months ago or whatever, and we had our predictions. I said Florida, so I'm gonna just stick with them.
Yeah, Michigan State, they're a scrappy team. I don't think they have enough shooting to compete with Florida.
Yeah.
And I think if they go super cold in this matchup, this can be a blowout.
Yeah, I think Florida's just unanimously the best team in the country. I have them over Auburn.
Yeah.
Yep. And then on the other side, I have Duke, Tennessee. You guys would have Duke, Houston.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got Duke, Cooper Flags.
Yeah.
I do like Duke.
Cooper Flag, crazy.
I have Duke as well. So we all have Florida, Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
I'm pretty sure, like 80% of our group.
Yeah. Is all.
Is all
Florida.
Duke and Florida.
And
Yeah.
there's like one dude who has Michigan State, I think.
Yeah. No, there's 2. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 months ago, we sat here. You guys both said Duke is gonna win. Are you guys gonna keep your picks?
No way.
Yeah.
No, you're changing it.
Yeah.
Florida's got this. Before the tournament started, I was like, well, I'm going to pick the winner of the SEC to win the whole thing. Right? So I was like, Florida is the best team. I mean, they put up 100
Yeah.
on Bama. They blew out Tennessee in the championship final in the SEC. I was like, they have to be the best team. They're playing the best ball right now.
Yeah.
But look out for Cooper Flag if he gets hot in that game.
Watch
out.
The thing for me is Cooper Flag will be the number 1 pick, but rumors have been circulating that
He's not
he's
staying.
going back to college.
He's not staying.
Yeah. He's transferring to USF.
No, he's not
Watch
staying.
out for that. Watch out for that. But man, I have Florida.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we all have Florida.
I have Florida. I just I
A little
can't.
lame, but
Yeah.
I can't see the most popular and best player in the country winning the whole thing. It's just
Usually
It's
never
kinda weird to
happens.
me, yeah.
I know. I mean, I picked Duke, 2019? And when they had Zion, and They didn't even make it to the Final Four. So
Yeah.
They almost lost. Was that the year they almost lost to UCF?
Duke always blows.
They should have lost that game too.
Yeah. Taco.
I was
Fall
watching.
does
Oh
it.
my
Foul.
gosh. Yeah, that was
What do you
bad.
do,
That was
Taco?
bad.
Taco Fall.
Taco Fall. He was sick that game.
Yeah.
It's Florida all the way. I'm super confident in Florida. They're just a great team. Just
Yeah.
plain and simple.
Florida's going all the way for me.
All right. We all have Florida. Let us know in the comments what you guys are picking.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching this March Madness episode of the Sports Lounge. Once again, I'm Joey Antonucci.
Sebastian Bruno.
Logan Patel.
Thank you for watching.